It's Saturday afternoon. Your work is done. Nobody is asking anything of you. You sit down on the couch, and within 2 minutes, a voice in your head says, you should be doing something. Your body is exhausted. But your mind refuses to let you rest. This isn't laziness. And it isn't weakness. It's your brain, actively working against you. Here's why. This happens to almost everyone. You finally get a free hour. Instead of relaxing, your brain starts making a silent to-do list. You check your phone, just for a second. 3 hours disappear. And somehow, you feel more drained after your break than before it. Psychologists have a name for this feeling. They call it leisure guilt, the discomfort that shows up when you're resting, simply because rest feels unproductive. To understand why, we have to go back to how most of us were raised. Psychologists describe something called contingent self-worth, the belief that your value depends on what you produce, not who you are. As children, many of us learned that praise came after the chores were done, after the grades came in, after we achieved something. Rarely just for existing. Over time, the brain quietly rewrites a rule: if I'm not producing, I'm not worth anything. So resting doesn't feel neutral. It feels like breaking a rule you didn't even know you agreed to. But there's a second force at play, and it's older than childhood. It's built into how the brain evaluates itself. Researchers Christopher Hsee and colleagues ran an experiment in 2010. They gave people a choice: complete a pointless task and get a reward, or do nothing and get the same reward. Logically, doing nothing should win. Same prize, zero effort. But most people chose to stay busy anyway. Hsee called this idleness aversion. Humans have a built-in discomfort with being idle, and will invent tasks just to feel justified. In other words, busyness isn't always about achieving something. Sometimes, it's just about avoiding the discomfort of stillness. Here's the twist most people don't know: when you rest, your brain isn't switched off. It's doing something researchers call mind-wandering, and it's remarkably active. When you're staring at the ceiling, walking without a destination, or standing under falling water in the morning, your brain is quietly consolidating memories, connecting unrelated ideas, and solving problems in the background. This is why your best ideas rarely arrive at your desk. They arrive in quiet, unplanned moments. Rest isn't the opposite of productivity. It's the hidden half of it. So if rest is this useful, why does it still feel unsafe? Researcher Sonnentag studied something called psychological detachment, the ability to mentally switch off from work, even when your body has stopped working. Her research found that people who struggle to detach mentally carry invisible stress even during their time off, leading to more exhaustion, not less. This explains the Sunday afternoon spiral. Your body sits still, but your mind keeps working in the background, like a browser tab you forgot to close. You're not truly resting. You're just pausing, with the engine still running. Modern culture didn't invent this guilt, but it turned up the volume. Social media constantly shows you people winning, launching businesses, hitting the gym at 5 a.m., closing deals. Your brain doesn't process this as other people's highlight reel. It processes it as evidence that you're falling behind. So even in your quietest moment of rest, part of you is quietly comparing, calculating, competing. Rest starts to feel less like recovery, and more like risk. Here's the irony: the more you punish yourself for resting, the worse your output actually becomes. Fatigue research consistently shows that prolonged effort without real breaks reduces focus, memory, and decision-making, the exact things you're trying so hard to protect by staying busy. In trying to never fall behind, you slowly become someone who can't move forward at all. Guilt doesn't make you more productive. It just makes you more tired while feeling bad about it. So how do you rest without the guilt hijacking it? Research points to 3 things that actually work. 1. Give rest a structure. Unstructured rest, like aimless scrolling, still feels wasted to your brain. But a walk, a cooking project, or focus time with someone you care about, these have shape, so guilt has less room to creep in. 2. Name the guilt when it shows up. Just recognizing this is idleness aversion, not truth, is often enough to loosen its grip. 3. Remember the trade you're making. Every hour of real rest is not time lost. It's the invisible maintenance that makes the next 10 hours of work actually usable. The next time you sit down to rest and that voice whispers, "You should be doing something," remember, that voice isn't wisdom. It's an old rule your brain memorized long before you could question it. Rest was never the enemy of your progress. It was always part of it. The question isn't whether you deserve to rest. The question is, how long will you keep believing you don't?